Azure Gleam, the blood-stained lance. The Western Lords suffered defeat at the capital. Cornelia, the instigator of the uprising, flees west and commands her allies, Viscounts Mateus and Gideon, to muster their forces. Hoping to settle this matter before re-engaging with the Empire, the Kingdom Army makes for the Mach region in order to defeat Cornelia and learn the truth of the tragedy of Duscur.
No. My uncle?
I'm afraid so. Among the rebels are houses Mateus and Gideon, and all the other Western Lords from whom I've stripped power. They appear to have appointed Baron Dominic as their leader.
I'm so sorry, Annie. What could he be thinking?
House Dominic may be a mere barony at present, but they're a storied family whose lineage traces all the way back to the 10 elites. Centuries ago, when the wise King Klaus passed beyond the Veil of Death, he did so without naming a successor to the crown. And so, the three regions of the Holy Kingdom, Fargus, Mach, and Leicester, were divided among the three royal princes. House Dominic chose to side with the prince ruling Mach, who was eventually defeated by the forces of Fargus, leaving the once vast Dominic territory to be whittled down, meted out to the neighboring lords.
I know they held a grudge about that in the past, but surely it's ancient history at this point. Tons of people from House Dominic, my father included, have devoted their lives to serving the royal family. It makes me wonder if my uncle's heart is really in this fight.
As they stand now, House Dominic lacks the influence and might necessary to defy their surrounding lords. So when pushed to join the uprising, they would have had little choice but to go along. But that lack of strength might just be the key to our victory.
How do you mean, Gustav?
If we could only convince my brother to change sides, the Western territories would lose their leader. And if we were to follow that up with a decisive victory against a demoralized army, it would likely cause their military effort to collapse entirely.
Perhaps. But it'll be difficult to pry the Baron away without first eliminating those surrounding him.
Indeed. If nothing else, we'll need to turn the tide of war in our favor if we ever hope to empower the Baron to defect. For now, we must consider how best to break through their front. This is no small number of soldiers you offer. Are you sure Duscur can spare that many?
For good or ill, this is what our chief has decided. Preparations will take some time, but we are sworn to aid you, and we will stake our pride as a people on doing so.
Still, this is a far larger force than we ever asked for.
Please, you strove tirelessly to see our home return to us. The people of Duscur have not forgotten the kindness you showed, and though some may still think ill of you, we only offer as many soldiers as volunteered.
Duscur remains a kingdom territory. As such, I can't claim our relationship is one on equal footing. Yet, I want to believe your gracious support here will point the way to a new future for both your home and ours. Give your men my thanks. And once this war reaches its conclusion, I'll be sure to visit Duscur anew.
Understood. I'll be taking my leave now.
Dedue, none of this would be happening if not for the unflagging efforts of you and Rodrigue.
No, Your Majesty. Neither I nor Rodrigue could have accomplished this. Your sincerity is what won their trust.
I hope you speak true. Nothing I do will ever bring back their fallen loved ones after all.
Yet you have shown us the truth all the same, allowed us to see a better future. Not only me, but everyone from Duscur.
And still, the whole picture remains elusive. A dark secret continues to linger over the tragedy, shrouded by shadow. Shedding light on it is my... No. It is our duty.
Oh, you're awake. Don't worry, it's only been a few hours.
What happened? The last I remember, I was training some of our new recruits.
You got hit by some stray magic. Pretty hard, too.
Yes, that's right. How could I have let my guard fall so carelessly?
Probably the exhaustion. You usually sidestep stuff like that, no problem. Everybody was really worried about you, though. Dedue and Felix in particular didn't know what to do with themselves. Guess the silver lining is that it forced you to get some rest. If only for a few hours.
Apologies for causing such a disturbance. I'm fine now, I assure you.
Uh-huh, sure you are. I know you're just gonna get straight back to work if I leave you be. But hey, take a look around first.
The room is immaculate. Is this your handiwork?
Yep. Though we left anything that seemed like it would need your input. Figured we could at least take care of the small stuff while you were out, though. Oh, and everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks you should be taking more breaks.
I'm certainly grateful for the gesture. But how did you find time for this amidst your other responsibilities?
It was easy once we split everything up. Felix, Dedue, and I wrapped up the training session in your stead. Then Rodrigue and Sylvain handled the rest of your paperwork. You might want to glance through it later, though. Ingrid tended to the horses, while Ashe and Anette helped organize all your books. Oh, and Mercedes baked some wonderful treats for you. They'll have you back on your feet in no time. What else? What else? Oh, right! We sent some soldiers out to check on the nearby villages, too.
Incredible. I never expected you to do this much.
I told you not to do everything yourself, but you still keep piling more and more stuff on.
That's not true. I've relied on you and the others much more frequently of late. Besides which, this is what I want to do.
You've gotten better, sure, but I'm saying it's not enough. Don't you trust us?
This isn't a matter of trust. I deeply depend on every single person in this army.
Then why didn't you tell anyone else about how you went and buried all those villagers? Everyone was stunned when I mentioned it to them. They want to hear about that stuff from your mouth, not mine.
Yes, My apologies.
If you're really sorry, then you won't let it happen again. Anyway, go get some more rest. And don't try to say you're not tired just so you can keep working.
I see I can't fool you. Though in truth, I doubt I'll be able to doze off again so soon after enjoying my first dreamless sleep in ages.
In that case, come kill some time with me. I'm sure the training grounds will be free by now.
Yes, that sounds lovely. And, thank you.
Hey, what are the words to that song again? Something about an eagle and a lion flying through the sky?
A flying lion? Pretty sure I know the song you're talking about, but those definitely ain't the lyrics I've heard. The one I know is about some horse with a human face running through the greenest grass you ever did see.
Now that you mention it, that does sound familiar. What a weird thing to sing about. I wonder who wrote it.
Yeah, this isn't working.
You can say that again. I finally finished rewriting the lyrics and everything, but they aren't catching on. Not at all.
I've even heard people theorizing that the horse with a human face is some kind of grand metaphor. You know, since he's a mix of human wisdom and a horse's pure strength, the song is saying that the brave warrior who possesses both will win in the end. Or that the horse is some kind of messenger sent by the goddess to punish sinners.
Why did it come to this? I didn't have any of that stuff in mind when I was writing it. I just wanted to sing about a knight rushing through an open field. And then I snuck in a tiny bit of Dusker mythology that Dedue told me about.
Not sure how you got from that to a song about a horse with a human face.
I already told you, that's not what it is! It's a mythological warrior being from Dusker legend.
All right, all right. Either way, everyone obviously prefers the original version. So, all's well that ends well, right? They say once people hear a song, it's out of the composer's hands forever. The author is dead, all that stuff.
I know you're just saying all this to make me feel better.
It's not just to make you feel better, though. I really believe it. I'm sure all great artists across the centuries have dealt with this exact problem at one point or another.
I don't care about the troubles of people from the distant past. It's happening to me, right now. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Listen, Anette. Songs have a lot of power. They help people in need, give them courage when they're down on their luck. And if you ask me, I think yours could inspire our troops out on the battlefield, too.
I don't know.
Hey, what even is a human-faced horse anyway? Is it some kind of monster?
Ain't no monster I've ever heard of. Maybe it's a horrible beast that comes crawling up out of the bowels of the earth.
Don't say stuff like that. You're gonna ruin a perfectly happy song.
Aww.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late hours will only undermine your health.
I appreciate your concern, but I fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Dusker. Is it a letter to the leadership?
Yes. I'd asked their cooperation in investigating a number of matters pertaining to the tragedy of Dusker. Some interim reports arrived the other day, so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I see. Such important tasks warrant daylight. Can this not wait until morning?
And what if I fall in battle tomorrow and the work remains forever unfinished? I must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will uncover the truth of that day and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it. There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as just setting all the perpetrators to meet their end.
All the more reason to rest and preserve your health.
My rest and health can wait. At least until I've looked through these inquiries into the Western Front. And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
Do you still have nightmares of that day?
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you safe from the others in the castle. Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
I've always been grateful for the consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness. Nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
How long are you going to keep staring blankly like an idiot? You should eat.
You're right. My apologies.
Let me guess, you're in a tizzy about how best to make use of the Church's forces. Or maybe you're just worried about how our forces will survive the winter. Well, knock it off. A good leader knows when to let their vassals do the worrying for them.
Is that why you left your uncle in charge of House Fraldarius?
Yes. Though I've been returning to the Teritory the moment any issues arise with his governance.
And your mother? Is she in good health? I imagine it's difficult to manage all the family squabbles on her own.
Oh, she's fine. She's good at that sort of thing. I actually think she likes it. I suggest you focus on your own issues for once, instead of worrying about everyone else.
I'm not sure that's possible. Oh, but that does remind me. I hear the Knights wanted to hold a joint training session.
Forget it. You'll never change. I'd tell you to stop brooding so much, but I'd be wasting my breath.
I cannot afford to lose this war, Felix. I must protect the kingdom. I must avenge the fallen. Each day, we draw ever closer to those who pulled the actual strings. I've already punished any who knew of the plan and did nothing, as well as a number of middle-rank conspirators. But it isn't enough. There are still those who must answer for this crime with their lives.
You are a book with one chapter and no ending. What will you do when you actually have this revenge of yours?
I don't know. But if I can quell their grief and their hate, it will be enough. Do you hate me, Felix? After all, I saw Glenn die. I watched it and could do nothing. His end lies on my shoulders.
That's enough. I don't hate you, okay? You weren't responsible for any of that. They didn't die for your sake. They made their own choices of their own free will. Don't be so conceited.
But surely they didn't want to die. Yet they did so to protect me. Me. I am undeserving of such sacrifice.
I told you to quit brooding and eat. Your food's going to rot if you wait any longer.
Yes, of course. Ah, Sylvain. I was hoping to ask your opinion on our recent meeting.
Hey, I'm always happy to talk. But if you want House Gautier's take, shouldn't you ask my father?
I don't want House Gautier's opinion. I want yours.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the pros and cons of incorporating commoners in the nobility, right? Seems to me like we got it all sorted out.
Yes. The discussion primarily revolved around a single point. Whether those without crests are actually worthy of entering the nobility.
I mean, if they're up to the challenge, I don't see why not. It's like how you promoted my brother, right? Skill is what matters in the end.
Indeed. And the performances of Ashe and the Commander serve as proof of such.
Just don't get carried away, you know? Too much of a good thing and all that? I'm sure you realize what would happen to the kingdom if we lost the power of crests.
Naturally. However, crest bloodlines are currently fading everywhere. People such as Felix, who were born with major crests, are the exception in this day and age.
Which means Fargus has two options if we want to retain our power. One, we bolster our military and promote prosperity while delicately letting the bloodline dance play out. Or two, we admit bloodlines won't last forever and create a social system that doesn't rely on inheritance. Neither one would hold up for long, but if I had to choose, I guess the first option would be the better one for the kingdom on the whole.
Bolstering our military is more easily said than done. Impoverished as our land is, it will be difficult to compete with regions of more fertile ground.
Hey, do you remember what I said when you talked to me about promoting my brother? I told you it was important to keep up appearances while we were in the middle of a war. And honestly, I don't have any real objection to the way you're running things now.
Thank you, Sylvain. I knew you would help me sort things out in my head.
I don't usually get into serious stuff like this, but I'm glad I could help.
Such topics are not beyond your grasp, though. That said, you never show that side of you to any but Felix and myself. Although, I must admit, you were far from sincere during our academy days.
Ugh, don't remind me. Just thinking about it makes me cringe.
If you see the error of your ways, it is not too late to mend them. Or perhaps you require one of my lectures like old times?
Pass. You know I've got them all memorized anyway.
I do hope you realize how much I rely on you, Sylvain. You have so many things I lack. You're clever and quick-witted like your father, yet...
Yeah, well, I've been jealous of your strength ever since we were kids.
None of us are perfect, so let us dwell no longer on our failings. I apologize for taking up so much of your time, though I hope to have similar discussions in the future.
Looking forward to it. Glad I can always speak my mind around you.
Now then, I'd like to hear opinions on the proposed tactics. Personally, I believe it best to gather our forces and attack the stronghold directly, but...
Of course the boar wants to rush in headlong. Using a small force to take out the enemy's base of operations is a far better idea. Do you have something to say? Or are you just going to stand there glaring at me?
I have nothing to add, no.
So you're saying you have no thoughts on it whatsoever? You don't even agree or disagree? Just purely, blissfully neutral?
Enough, Felix. Leave Dedue be and tell me more about this idea of yours.
We don't need to kick down the front door here. Sneaking in with a small force and burning their food stores will be more than enough.
Interesting. We'd miss a chance to loot their supplies. But it would free up our main force for other matters. Still, it won't be easy to slip past their patrols. I'd best take my personal troops and...
Allow me to take on the role. I trust that'll be satisfactory.
Right then. Now that we've solidified our strategy, let's break for a bit.
Okay, what is your problem? You've been giving me that look ever since we came in here. You clearly have something on your mind, so spit it out.
It's good to have you with us.
Huh?
Few can debate His Majesty without hesitation or ill intent. Our war council proceeded smoothly as a result.
You make me sound like some kind of troublemaker. I don't disagree just for the thrill of it, you know?
You don't say.
Dimitri's always had a reckless streak. Who knows what kind of mess he'd drag us into if someone wasn't around to stop him. The guy would gladly throw his life away for someone else, given half the chance.
You have a point.
His death would mean the destruction of both Fargus and the Church. So when I try to protect him, what I'm really doing is protecting the kingdom.
Spoken like the shield of Fargus.
What's with a smile? I told you, if you've got something to say, just say it.
I know you spoke up for my sake as well. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, well, just doing what's expected. I mean, we're, you know, brothers in arms and all that.
Apologies for the wait. I trust we're ready to reconvene. You two seem to be having a lively discussion. May I ask what it was about?
Of course, Your Majesty. Felix was just saying...
I was saying how much of a fool you are. And now come. We have more important things to discuss.
Oh, it's so late. I didn't mean to take this much of a detour.
Just getting back?
Hey, Dedue. Hope I didn't worry you.
You didn't. You were in town, yes?
I went to pick up some supplies, but on the way back I saw these flowers blooming, and I just couldn't help but pick some.
Ah, yarrows.
They're used as an ingredient in healing salves. Although you can also slap the leaves on your wounds and get mostly the same effect. Oh, and I plan on soaking them in alcohol. It'll produce a liquid that can be used for a wonderful ointment. Though I suppose it would be faster to just use healing magic.
You seem well informed on the subject.
Lenato knew all about it. So I picked up a few things from him.
Lord Lenato had an interest in plants?
Oh sure, he kept tons of botanical encyclopedias and books like that in his room. He loved flowers. He even kept a small herb garden at Castle Gaspar. Hey, you like gardening too, right? I mean, you were always watering the flowers in the greenhouse back at Garreg Mach.
I suppose I do, though I know little of the medicinal properties.
Yeah, I guess knowing how to grow plants is different from knowing how to use them.
Even so, the greenhouse was a treasure to me.
You're right about that. I found flowers there I'd never even seen in Castle Gaspar's garden.
I would like very much to visit this garden of yours one day.
We should go! Of course, a lot has happened since I last saw it, but my younger siblings should still be looking after it.
I look forward to it. Though, how did Lord Lenato come to know so much about medicinal herbs?
He used to serve Grand Duke Rufus. Maybe he studied them while he was in the capital.
Perhaps.
Sorry, I'm just sitting here chatting away when I should be off making myself useful.
Of course. Medicinal herbs.
Mercedes. Good. I need your help.
Felix? Why do you have a cat?
Picked it.
Yes, I can see that, but... Oh no! Its little leg is hurt! Here, let me have it. I may be able to heal it with magic. There. It should be fine now.
Thanks. Sorry for the trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. Though I must admit, you're the last person I expected to bring me an injured kitten. It reminds me of how my little brother once took in a cat when we were young.
Hey, that's right. You have a brother from a different father, right?
Yes. This was a long time ago. When we both still lived with House Bartels, my brother took in an injured cat, and after it healed, it began living in the mansion. We did our best to feed it secretly so it wouldn't be discovered.
Secretly? What's the big deal with one little furball?
We couldn't let anyone find out, no matter what. The people in that house were horrid. Had they learned of the cat, they would have put it in a sack and tossed it in the river. Eventually, my mother and I left House Bartels and never looked back. Though we left my brother behind, still, I've always wondered what happened to that poor little cat.
Animals are smart enough. If the thing felt threatened, it would have taken off.
I suppose you're right.
Anyway, now that you've fixed the cat, I should bring it back to where I found it.
Are you sure? It's clearly taken a shine to you.
Yeah, but I can't keep it. The thing's practically a kitten. What if it has parents that, I don't know, miss it?
Yes, I suppose returning it would be best.
Alright, go. Shoo! Come on, get out of here already. Stop rubbing my legs. What is it? You want food? Well, I don't have any.
Ah, that cat really likes him. Animals clearly understand when a kind soul comes to their aid.
Mercedes, do something. This cat won't stop following me.
I'm sorry, but there isn't anything I can do. You'll have to wait until it feels like going home. Goodness, really? Having a cat like you is a good thing.
I'm not sure it is.
Well, so long as you're stuck waiting, we may as well get comfortable and have a nice chat.
You can leave this to me.
If that's what you want.
Let us cut through our foes. Everyone, to arms! We fight for Vargas!
Stay strong! We can win this!
Retreat!
Is that all? A feeble defense.
Sorry, we weren't strong enough. Stay sharp. Keep those eyes and ears open.
Told to stop now.
Now die!
Don't push yourself too hard, Your Majesty.
I've secured the area.
I can't let it end like this.
Way too easy.
This will make a fine foothold.
Wait. My word. Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
Going for it! Bear witness to my might! Stand down!
You shall pay for this. You hear? Stand down.
Can't fight like this! I'm bleeding all over the place!
Oh, too easy.
You shall pay for this. You hear? Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
Looks like you got one tough fight on your hands.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
We will proceed as planned. Stand back!
I'm going.
Watch and learn. Success.
Yeah, right. Take this.
Hey, you tried.
Let's enjoy this.
I have a message, Your Majesty. The Imperial Army has begun an assault on former Arendelle territory.
They've caught on to us.
And? How does Arendelle fare?
The force we sent to bolster their defenses still holds the castle, but they're under considerable pressure. They may not hold out much longer.
That bad, huh? Could they have planted spies in our midst at the fortress?
Even were that the case, this would be an odd turn of events. We left sizable reserves guarding both Aryan Road and Arendelle. Under those circumstances, Felix's unit alone would seem enough to keep the enemy at bay.
But this enemy marches under the flag of the Black Eagles. They appear to be the Emperor's personal battalion.
Edelgard's trying to seize Aryan Road personally?
The Emperor has panache, I'll give her that. It takes some real guts to confront the Kingdom and Alliance simultaneously. If you ask me, it feels like quite a roll of the dice for us to keep focusing on the West, while the Imperial threat marches towards us unchecked.
Still, it seems like we should be taking care of our own business in the West before we turn our attention to Aryan Road.
Agreed. If we don't quell this rebellion, the very kingdom could collapse in on itself. Of course, we can't turn a blind eye to the Empire's attack either. But taking the sword to these insurrectionists must be our top priority.
Indeed. Considering the relative urgencies of both situations, the trouble in the West takes precedence. That said, the thought of Aryan Road falling into her hands is a difficult one to stomach.
Send forth the Knights of Saros, then. We may be few in number, but even a small force can be all the difference when defending a siege. And given the debt we owe you, the Archbishop will surely not refuse you this favor.
Thank you, Sedith. I'll send an envoy to her at once. Go to Lady Rhea and request reinforcements from the knights at both Arendelle and Aryan Road. Tell her, if Arendelle proves too difficult to pacify, her knights should not hesitate to abandon it. If such an eventuality comes, they're to fall back to Aryan Road and hold the fortress with the others. Understood?
Yes, Your Majesty!
We don't have time to be sitting on our hands either. Let's hurry up and end this rebellion.
Right you are. There's not a moment to waste. We will all return alive. Everyone, to arms! We fight for Vargas!
Onward to victory.
Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
I'll not falter.
You shall pay for this, you hear?
Restoratives in
We can
order.
ill afford defeat here.
We need to hold the line! I can still fight!
It's not over.
Stand down.
Out of the way!
this.
Allow me. Unlucky for you.
A fine fight. Raise your voices in victory! I'm glad to be of use.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I will devote my... My duty...
Can't wait to see how you do.
We will all return alive.
Hold strong. I'm here to defend you.
This isn't over yet.
No use. We can't gain any ground.
Is that all? Be my defense. This will make a fine foothold.
Let's move out. I could do with some reinforcements. Looks like we got a live one. Time to get in there and fight. We cannot allow the battle to continue trending this way.
I'll help in what small way I can.
All would be lost if I were to die here.
Great.
We can ill afford defeat here.
It's not over.
Who do you think I am?
I can always trust you to have my back.
Give it up! I secured the area. Enough of this. Too easy! It's finally over. Defending is never easy. I can do even better. I could use...
Well?
Come to think of it.
I see.
We will all return alive.
Come at me if you want to get cut down.
Victory will be ours. Together. This will make a fine foothold.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
Let's move out!
You did it!
You're mine!
Hear you loud and clear. Oh.
Grant them no mercy.
Let's take the stronghold.
We can't afford to stop now.
You've done well, Your Majesty.
Way too easy.
The area is ours.
You're through! Stand down.
I almost feel sorry for them.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Hear you loud and clear.
Let's move.
Hear you loud and
We're not losing to anyone!
We will proceed. We must.
take it down in one fell swoop. Stand back.
It's no use. We can't gain any ground.
Hey, you tried.
It's not over.
I'm going.
I've awaited this moment.
All would be lost if I were to die here.
What's next? I'm waiting.
Sorry, but I gotta fall back.
On to the next then.
Bear witness to my might.
The sweet taste of success. You called it. We need to hold the line.
I'm still standing.
What you think?
things.
Indeed.
I see.
We'll set them straight. Come at me if you want to get cut down.
We're with you all the way. Stand tall. Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this. We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
Let's begin.
Let's take the stronghold.
I've secured the area.
Let us begin our advance. Let us press our advantage further.
Taste more bitter than black as coffee.
Success.
Please find it in your heart to help me.
Allow me to help you. I can hold my own in a fight. This one's ours. Where to next?
Attack! Don't give him a chance to retaliate!
Take this!
Weak.
The shield of Fargus, indeed.
Oh, too easy.
We won't lose, no matter what!
We'll be in a good position if we can capture this stronghold.
Give it up! I'm still not satisfied.
You've done Fargus proud.
Let's do this!
Thank you. I'll repay you somehow.
Give it up! This victory's mine.
Reckless. I can always trust you to have my back. I've awaited this moment.
Nice going, everyone. That's one in the win column.
I need...
No.
I can't wait.
Good.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Time to work you into shape.
Honestly, that was kinda lousy.
I can't...
No.
I could use... I'm a better...
Hey,
How can I...
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
My duty remains.
Different road?
A fine session indeed.
Yeah,
I have yet...
I still... Only...
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I love tackling a new... I love tack...
Flame, there is no need for you to...
Nonsense.
I think that is enough for today.
How can I...
A new...
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I wonder if this...
Wait.
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our fair share.
Don't fall behind. The outcome of the war hinges on this battle. Get ready for anything.
Victory will be ours. Together.
Let us claim victory and finish this once and for all!
Give it up!
We must leave the front lines for a short while.
We shall see this through to the bitter end! You shall pay for this, you hear? Let's go!
Pathetic. Who's next?
The Shield of Fargus, indeed.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
Weak.
Incredible as ever, Felix. How about you take over my part too? Kidding! I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
Oh, too easy. Shouldn't be reckless.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
This moment.
Hope this helps.
We can ill afford defeat here.
Let us press our advantage further.
Die!
Is that all? A feeble defense. Bear witness to my might! Stand down! This will make a fine foothold.
We actually won? It barely feels real.
I'm a bet.
I see. Then the regicide of our late King Lambert was orchestrated by none other than you and your accomplices here, Viscount Mateus. What's more, you had the audacity to pin the blame for your crime onto the innocent people of Dusker.
We did what we believed to be right, and we still believe it so. I bear neither shame nor regret for our actions.
Our hand was forced, Baron. We took no pleasure in the deed. But we could not lie down and allow Lambert to trample over us with his tyrannical policies.
His beloved Eastern lords may have submitted with naught but a whimper, knowing full well that they would always have the favor of the king. But we in the West refused to play his game. It's as simple as that.
I understand the situation you found yourself in, but I failed to see the righteousness or necessity in the measures you chose. Of course, aspects of Lambert's reign troubled me as well, yet one can never predict what may lie on the other side of a violent, radical revolution. With that understanding in mind, I decided to obey the late king's wishes. If you took issue with his policy, you should have made a formal protest. Surely a dialogue is a more preferable outcome to cold-blooded...
Any protest we made would never have drowned out the chorus of his blind devotees.
Wrong. His Majesty would have listened had you only explained your troubles. I'm sure of it. Instead, you cast aside your duties as his retainers, crawled into a fetid bed with the Empire, and ended his life like the base cowards you are. Well, the time has come to face judgment for your sin.
My. Do you really think yourself so different from them, dear Baron?
Cornelia, you scheming wretch.
Judgment for your sins? Do you think this is one of that decrepit church's tired old parables? Sorry, but you're part of this now, trapped here like the rest of us. So be a good little boy, and do your part in sowing chaos in Fargus and the rest of Fodlan while you're at it.
We'll set them straight.
Everyone, to arms! We fight for Fargus! We're with you all the way. Stand tall! Give it up!
Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
You'll have to take things from here.
Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
Somebody help me! I won't ever forget your kindness.
We got your back.
This is little more than a scratch.
I'm going. I'm lucky for you.
Our time has finally come!
Stand back! I've awaited this moment.
Bit off more than I can chew. Hope this helps.
Restorative's in order. No mercy to offer our enemies.
Don't tire yourself out, Boar. Stand down.
Way too easy.
Shouldn't be reckless. Enough of this. Too easy. Each win brings us closer to our goal. Lord, I can do even better. Got to give this a try sometime.
Gustav, Anette, the success of this plan lies on your shoulders.
We've got this, Your Majesty. I swear, we'll make my uncle see the light.
You sure about this, Dimitri? I probably shouldn't be saying this in front of the Baron's relatives, but the Western Lords could end up convincing Baron Dominic to lead them once more. Killing him now could spare us a storm of grief later.
It would be quicker, I'll admit that. But convincing him to join our cause will pay dividends later on.
Not to mention that the Baron's eldest son possesses a crest of his own. Even if the father falls, what's to stop the other lords from promoting his heir as their standard bearer?
That's exactly why I'd rather this end with Baron Dominic as an ally, not a corpse. But first, we'll need to whittle down the armies of the other Western lords. Only then can we seek an opportunity to reach him.
Dimitri, we should get moving.
Right you are. Our numbers in this battle will be few. Much of our army is off defending Aryan Road from the Empire. In other words, this fight shall not be an easy one. But we cannot afford to fail. And I will need all of your help to ensure we do not.
I wonder what the Dimitri of a few months ago would say if he could hear you now. For what it's worth, I like this version of you better. You seem more at ease.
At ease, hmm? Yes. Perhaps I am.
Look at you go, actually making friends. I can tell this has been quite a fulfilling time for you. Not to say I'm not pleased myself. I only hope you haven't forgotten your true purpose among all this camaraderie.
The Ashen Demon.
If you ever hope to reach the highest of heights, you need a powerful aspiration driving you forward. You know, when we first met, I was struck by the undeniable might of your will. Such strength laid bare the tremendous potential you hold for growth. But if you lose sight of your driving purpose, the growth I hope so dearly for you may not, in fact, come to pass.
Hey, Arval.
Yes?
Don't you think you're getting a bit too obsessed with this little grudge match?
Maybe so. Though I don't believe that's all there is to it.
And my purpose? Why can't we just say it's fighting for Dimitri and call it a day? Right now, that's just as important to me as surpassing the Ashen Demon. Maybe even more so. Arval, out with it.
I suppose it just feels like our destiny. Like it's something we're meant to do.
Viscount Mateus, Viscount Elidor, they sure aren't holding anyone back. But where's my uncle in all of this?
As we discussed, we will focus our efforts on persuading the Baron to join our cause, and chip away at the others en route.
We march together. I will make my brother see reason if it is the last thing I do.
With all the progress we've made, the Western Lords are probably feeling the heat pretty hard. I bet he'll be receptive.
We won't have much.
I'll do what I can.
Persuading the Baron without you, Gustav. Stay vigilant.
Stay out of my way! Nobody's stopping me from reaching my uncle!
Such foolishness! Now, show them the price of their folly.
I'll do what I can.
Ambush. There are likely more awaiting us elsewhere as well. Stay vigilant.
Stand down. Shouldn't be reckless.
My apologies for the trouble. Let us continue onward.
What savage beasts! Dispose of them!
No matter what may come our way, we can fend them off so long as we stand together.
That should do it. Let's keep moving, Gustav.
It's not over.
The Baron lies dead ahead. Onward!
Take a breather. We did it! All that's left is to convince my uncle.
I must speak with you, my brother. Please!
Gustav, how did you break through?
So you mean to sway our precious Baron Dominic to your cause?
Called?
Well, I won't allow it.
There are so many of them. We can't let them reach my father.
Give it up! Pathetic!
see the Western Lords have no hope of winning this fight, my brother. Together, we can put an end to that seductress.
Yet if I join you and we should fail, what becomes of us then? What becomes of the citizens of my barony?
Lambert died by Cornelia's hand, and she is who you choose to side with.
The decision was not one I took lightly, but I have a responsibility to keep my people safe. However, my heart lies not in this fight. If you can promise victory, then I will join you.
Thank you, my brother. You will not regret this decision.
With my uncle on our side, we've got nothing to be afraid of.
So this is the sting of betrayal, Allow me to put you in your place. Oh, my dear Titanus, hunt these beasts down.
We cannot afford to lose the Baron after all we've done to secure his cooperation. We must defeat the Western Lords and see him safe. Weapons? The damage will be immeasurable if such a monstrosity is let loose.
I've got you now!
This was our only option, Your Majesty. The Western Lords,
No words can spare you now. You may plead your case to my father, beyond the Veil of Death. That witch. She had that in her back pocket this whole time.
Our knowledge runs far deeper than you barbarians could ever hope to understand.
That's the last of their reinforcements. Things should be a little calmer now.
Let us march, my brother. We can reach Cornelia via the drawbridge to the east.
How dare you? Let's see how you like a taste of the Viscum's power.
What is this?
Those are the same weapons we fought back in Ferdiad. There must be a way to shut them down somewhere nearby.
I don't know what's up with those soldiers, but they're going after the Baron. As if we'll let them.
I've got you now!
We've already seen those weapons back in Ferdinand. We know what to do. Form a Baron!
That was close. Let's go, Uncle.
Why can't you just be good little rats and die like you're supposed to?
They just don't stop coming. Come on, let's take them out. Now, out of the way!
This may not halt the attacks, but it will at least lessen their impact.
No backing down! Enemy down!
I'll do what I must!
Hear me well! Lower this drawbridge at once!
Is that Baron Dominic? Yes, my lord, right away! Got you!
Thanks, Uncle. Just a little bit further now. Sorry.
So, come. On my life, you shall not break through!
We don't have time for this! What's your code, Boar?
Forgive the delay, Warrior King of Fargus. Allow us to join the fray.
You've come! I will not forget this kindness. Got you! All units, forward! Support from Dusker? Tricks. What do we do now?
Calm yourself, Ro. We still have plenty of cards up our sleeve.
More of those weapons! We'll never reach that witch now!
It's not over.
Let us help you. We'll shut those things down.
Calling for reinforcements, are you? How rude. I suppose it's time for the Western Knights to make their appearance.
The enemy will reclaim those weapons should the warriors from Dusker fall. We must bolster their defenses.
Not a problem. I'm here.
These weapons continue to amaze me, no matter how many times we fight them. They're like nothing I've ever seen before. That's one down. Let's get a move on to the next one.
I will not let you lay a hand on them!
Where did Cornelia get these weapons anyway?
We will proceed as planned. I will move to assist.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of you.
Let's begin.
Stand down.
I'm going.
Let's take the stronghold. It's not over. I defy
Watch and learn.
We fought off the enemy reinforcements, but we must stay vigilant. Those guarding the weapons cannot be defeated.
Stand down. That's that then. On to Cornelia.
My turn?
Clever little vermin, aren't they? I'll need some time to reactivate the Viscum. I trust you know what to do, Count.
Yes, of course. I suppose that means I'll be going out there. You tall... This will be your grave! Too pathetic! Ro himself is joining this battle, It matters not. I'll do it. Do what you must to protect those controls.
Stand!
Let's begin.
It's bad.
Worry not, King of Fargus. We will not let the controls fall into enemy hands.
We cannot let them reclaim those weapons. Do not allow the enemy near the strongholds.
Understand. Where did I go wrong?
It's not over. Enough of this, Cornelia. None remain who can shield you from our vengeance.
Send help to the Dusker soldiers. They need assistance controlling those strongholds.
I'd hope to keep my hands clean, but it seems there's nothing for it. Entertain me, boy.
So, finally shown yourself. There will be no escape for you this time.
Take a breather.
I assure you.
We will be coming.
We managed to fight them off for now. Nicely done, everyone.
12 soldiers already. I told Talus I needed more than this.
Not much further. Everyone, together!
I lose? Curse this feeble flesh.
Seize the witch. It's time she told us the truth.
What a horrible way to treat a saint.
Your mages have met their end, Cornelia. And soon, so will you. You cannot warp yourself out of this. Now let me ask you again. What became of my stepmother? Does she yet live?
No, long dead, I'm afraid. She killed the husband who kept her from the sweet little daughter she loved so dearly, only to lose her own life at that same daughter's hand.
You can't mean...
Didn't I already tell you? Your stepsister has the answers. Oh, so this body has reached its end. How pitifully frail you all are.
I won't let... This'll help.
Got to give this a try sometime.
If I seek the truth, I'll have to retrieve it from the Emperor herself. Cornelia said as much before her spirit left this realm. Only a fool would take that temptress at her word. But I do believe there is truth to her claim. Edelgard knows something. The Empire was surely involved in my father's death. And perhaps she was as well.
Hold on, Boar. You owe us all an explanation here. The Emperor is your stepsister?
My apologies. I suppose I never mentioned it.
So if I've got this straight, after you were born, your dad got remarried to her mom?
Correct. Though the truth of my stepmother's background was never revealed to the public, as you can imagine. Of course, all that is in the past now. There is no reason to keep hiding it from my closest allies.
Your Majesty, if I may, I can handle the explanation.
That will no doubt prove faster. You knew my father many years longer than I did.
It all started 20 years ago, when a dreadful plague ravaged Ferdiad. King Lambert's wife was among those claimed by its spread. In hopes of bringing an end to the epidemic, the king sought experts from across the land. Scholars, doctors, mages. Among those, it was an imperial scholar by the name of Cornelia who finally turned the page on our suffering and put an end to the pestilence.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. She helped develop many of the districts in the capital as well, didn't she?
It's a little weird to think she's the one who planned out the places we all lived.
They even used to call her a saint. What could have happened to her to make her so different?
Interestingly enough, she never asked for any kind of reward for her feat. Well, at first. In lieu of any compensation, monetary or otherwise, she requested that we rescue one of her old friends from the Empire, which is the story of how the late king came to meet his future wife, Lady Patricia. Or should I say, Lady Anselma?
I don't get it. Why would she need saving?
I'm not sure of all the details myself, but I know she was banished from the court after becoming involved in some sort of political dispute. Lambert always did have a soft spot for those in need. And of course, in the thick of all that, the two developed feelings for each other. It's difficult to say for sure if it was love, but it was something. Anyway, that's all I have.
Looking back on the events now, it's hard to know just how much of it was part of Cornelia's plot. In any case, I must learn more about my stepmother's death. I have no doubt it connects in some manner to the truth about the tragedy. Who was Cornelia working for? And what was Edelgard's role in all of it? If I truly want to know, well, there's only one person I can turn to.
You want to get answers from the Emperor of the very region we're at war with? Is that even possible? I mean, Edelgard is our enemy. She and her like have stamped the life out of so many of our allies. And we've done the same to hers. I don't see how the two sides could just sit down for a chat after all that.
Perhaps not. Make no mistake, she is still our bitter enemy, but I've no other choice. We've extracted all the information we could from the Western Lords, and as Cornelia has departed this world, the Emperor is the only one left we can turn to. Gustav, I'll be leaving reconstruction of the West to you and the Baron.
Understood, Your Majesty. Do you mean to make for Aryan Road?
Indeed I do. Even the most impregnable fortress in all Fodlan cannot hold off an onslaught forever. I know not how or when Edelgard will make her presence known, but we must hold the Silver Maiden, by any means necessary.